I'm gonna trust myself. Oh, I'm gonna love myself. I'm gonna trust myself, love myself, believe in myself like I used to. Oh.
All right, guys, welcome to the 25-8 podcast today. We are recording live here from the Georgia Theater, the iconic Georgia Theater, I should say. We have somebody who has invented one of the best speakers in the world, the TurtleBox here. We have John Doaxis, right?
Doaxis.
Doaxis, okay. And then we have an American Idol icon right here who finished second last year, Will Moseley. So I'm excited today, man, because this speaker right here is probably one of the best speakers I've ever, it ain't one. It is the best speaker I've ever owned in my life. And then Will right here, he's got some songs. I mean, some of the songs he's got, it's the best. I like the voice. So let's get this thing rolling, brother. Come on, barbecue. Let's go.
Yeah,
Get
man.
rolling.
Well, my bad. Well, thank y'all for being here, John. Will, thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all's time. I just got to know one thing, Johnny. Have you played a Will Moseley song on a turtle box yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
just making sure we have that connection. So
I played it last night.
Okay, yeah, just getting ready to do this stuff. So yeah, I was supposed to. I wish I could have been there today and flown in, but unfortunately, the weather in Texas has me here stuck in Lorena. So yeah, man, I'll do it remote. John, thank you for being here remote.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me.
Especially on your lunch break here. You're doing this instead of eating, so we appreciate it.
No, all good. Happy to be here.
Yeah, man. So
he don't look like he needs to eat. Look at him. I mean,
hey, I'm cutting back right now. I'm cutting back. Come on.
So let's get started with Will, man. Will, so I know you grew up in Hazelhurst, right?
Yes, sir.
And I know football was a big part of your life. So let's talk about like growing up in Hazelhurst, what the drive was with football, and then when you got into music from there. So let's go.
Yeah, I grew up in Hazelhurst, which is like maybe 5,000 people, and I tell people from time to time that in a small town like that, you really only got sports or drugs. And if you, for some reason, aren't good enough to make the sports teams, you usually wind up on the wrong side of town, screwing up. And I was one of the lucky kids, I guess, to get blessed with size. And so I took off playing football when I was real little, then got into baseball and quit playing football for a while. And what most people don't realize is that I only played high school football my senior year.
Wow.
And then wound up going to Maryville College just outside of Knoxville, playing Division III ball for a couple years. That's where all the concussions and it was a great experience. Don't let the concussions take away from that. But that's where that whole experience led. And then when I found it in my heart that it was time to move from there, I had just started playing the guitar, so that was like 19 or 20 because I graduated high school early. I graduated when I was 17, so I got to Maryville 17, so I played there 18 and 19. 19, 20, started playing guitar, started singing after that, transferred back to Georgia Southern, and that's where the paths crossed with half of Nashville now. I mean, it seems like 70-80% of the people that live in Nashville is from Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
Half of them come somewhere out of Statesboro.
Oh, yeah. You got Cole Swindell, you got Gavin Adcock, you got Luke Bryan.
Yeah.
I mean, and then, the Georgia Theater here is a big thing.
Yeah.
I'm a big Georgia Southern guy. Look, Irk Russell is my hero, brother.
Yes, sir.
I mean, Irk Russell, me growing up, like I got invited, and this was before, I'm 6'8" now, just so you know.
Yeah.
But before I became I grew up to be 6'8", and then Irk Russell brought me down to the football camp down there my 8th and 9th grade year. I thought I was going to be somebody. Didn't grow another inch, and he still didn't want me. I'm like 6'8". What I didn't tell him was that 6'8" means I was 5'6", 68 inches. so, but anyways, I loved Irk. Irk was the band, and talking about Georgia Southern. But anyways, it was that was the best. But John, how'd you get going? I know you're a baseball guy. I don't know
Yeah.
if you, I know you're a Texas A&M guy. Even you got that collie over there. I mean, it ain't a Georgia Bulldog like we are. You
Yeah.
know, I mean,
Yeah.
a little Uga might put a bite on the collie right over there. What's his name? Lassie. Yeah, Lassie. He might put a bite on Lassie, but
No,
Yeah.
that's Reveille, man. It's one of the best college mascots in all of history.
whew,
Reveille's awesome. We wish we had the Bulldog winning mentality, though, so, but no, yeah, grew up in Aggie, played baseball there from 17 to 19, and then played in the Rays system for 5 years. Then Cleveland picked me up, so I did that whole deal till last July, and they released me. So then I called TurtleBox. I was like, well, let's go full time and do this sports stuff. And so during COVID, when minor league baseball shut down, one of my good buddies was a hunting influencer kind of deal, and he was like, "Hey, can you go pick up my speakers before this week?" And I said, "Well, yeah, where are they at?" He goes, "TurtleBox Audio. They're in Houston." And I was like, well, "I've never heard of these guys." So I walk in, and I just showed Keith the office before we got on this, but at the time they just had basically one garage bay, probably I don't know 1,000 square feet maybe. And everything was done on it. There were 4 founders. It was only them at the time, and they had inventory, warranty, product development, you name it, all in this one little shop. And I didn't have a job at the time. So while I was picking up the speakers, I was like, hey, if y'all ever need help, just like let me know. I don't have a job right now. I'm kind of hanging out. And next day I started as the warehouse manager, cutting cardboard and doing warranties, shipping speaker, anything that wasn't on a computer, I was kind of doing for them. And then baseball kicked up again. I hired my best friend to take over my job. Then he hired our other best friend. And so company was at 6 employees then, 7 employees, 8 maybe, and now we're a little over 70 employees 2 years later. So it's been a wild ride, crazy story. We can dig into that as this goes on. But yeah, so now full-time sports marketing for TurtleBox.
wow. And then Will, you so going from the next level here. I mean, you played football and then you had the concussions or whatever. What was the moment you said, I'm going to go try out for American Idol? Because, I mean, you got the voice.
Yes.
You
So
didn't have to go to American Idol. I mean, you got the voice already.
so music kind of started taking up a lot of time right after COVID started slowing down, and that was going into my senior year of college, and I just found it harder and harder to want to go back to college. I was ready to kind of pull out and just chase down music, see where it would go. And my dad didn't like that idea a whole lot. He was like, look, ain't nobody in our family ever graduated college. He was like, you're a year out from doing it. Like, this is as close as you're going to get. Like, if you'll stick it out one more year, you will look back one day and appreciate it. Like, all right. So I did that whole last year. That was probably the toughest year of college I went through just because I didn't really want to be there,
Yep.
So I graduated from college and I told myself, I said, all right. I said, I gave that year to them, to make sure I got that degree. So I'm going to give myself a year playing college ball. I mean, not playing college ball. I'm going to give myself a year playing music and see where it goes. And I graduated in May, and then June, July, somewhere right in there, I got a DM on Instagram, and it was from a talent scout looking for someone to try out for American Idol.
Wow. So
And I
it
had,
actually came to you.
yeah, and I had a
Okay.
couple buddies that had been telling me, like, you need to try one of those shows. Like, you got to find a way to get heard. If you'll go try it, we'll pay for it, whatever it costs. Like, we'll write a check for anything it costs to make it happen. We just want you to do it. So they reached out. Well, when they reached out, I was like, I don't really know. I don't know if that's what I want to do. I don't, off. And then finally I was like, you know what? Those guys have been hounding me to do this for so long. Like, I'm going to try it. So I went and done it. And that's kind of how it all ended up. I mean, that's kind of how I ended up there. And I remember all the way through the show, I kept telling myself, I was like, they ain't looking for somebody like me. Like, this ain't it. This ain't going to work, And every week I was like, yeah, I'll be headed home after this one. And then I'd stick around again. I remember I was standing there and it was the finale and there was only 3 of us. And they called my buddy, me and him are still tight now, Jack Blocker. They called Jack and he went 3rd. And I was like, holy shit, there's only 2 of us left. Like, for somebody that thought I was getting cut the first round of Hollywood week, I was like, I'm stuck it out a little while now. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm as close to winning this thing as as I would ever been at that point, I guess, but I never expected to be there. And I mean, that's kind of how that whole journey happened, was just me kind of saying, screw it, I'm going to give myself a year. And what's crazy is I graduated in May and the season finale was in May.
Wow.
To the same week even. And I told myself I was going to give myself a year and see where it went. And so at the end of that year, I was like, well, here we go. We got to give year 2 a shot. So this May will be year 2 after graduating college and music full time.
So just sitting right here, have you ever played the Georgia Theater?
I haven't played the Georgia Theater, but I've been here multiple times for different shows. The last show I came to was in my senior year at Georgia Southern, and I had an exam on a Friday morning at 9:00. And 49 Winchester was playing here. I'm a huge 49 Winchester fan. And so those guys were playing here on Thursday night. We jumped in the truck, drove up here 3 hours, watched their show till 1:00 in the morning, drove back 3 hours, got home at 4, stayed up 5 hours study, and went right into the test, took it at 9:00.
So me and Bobby Keith, we got something right here. Look, we got his first performance in the Georgia Theater.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hey, it's coming, man. It's gonna happen. I'm sure. I'm sure, John, you know something about that, pulling an all-nighter, going right into that too, huh?
Oh yeah, long bus rides, plane rides, you name it.
Yep, yeah. You know what I thought was crazy. Speaking of plane rides, so the other day A&M's playing. Who are they playing? Kentucky, I think, and they prolonged that inning to not start another inning. Do you see that?
Oh yeah,
I'm guessing y'all had the same.
I saw that highlight. The coach they just kept, or I forget what they were doing. It was something crazy. But
mound visits and like him stepping
mound
off,
visits, pickoffs, like which I mean, dude, the way I see it is like, yeah, sure it's Bush League, but like, I mean, the dude's doing whatever it takes to win. I get it from some standard. I wouldn't do that, but I mean, those wins in the SEC in any sport are important, no matter what. So it could go both ways.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. So I'm sure you had plane rides from where you're getting back late, have to study, and kind of like Will was saying, man, it's tough. But if you want to go to that show or if you want to do that, man, you're gonna do whatever it takes.
Yeah. If you put, I mean, the way I'm sure same way in music, Will, like you said, let's see where this year takes me. Like if you just put everything into it for a year and see what happens, it's crazy what you can accomplish, man. Like hearing that story is pretty badass.
My favorite saying in the whole world, we talked about this in other episodes, but my favorite is fall down 20, get up 21, brother. Because I'm telling you, every successful person, you're going to fall. I mean, and what separates everybody else is how many times you get back up. Because you got to get back up.
Yeah, for sure. So that's everything in life, man.
Everything. So let me ask you, so where did you grow up at, John, and how?
Houston.
Okay. I'll forgive you for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. I mean, we will. I mean, when you grow up in Georgia, you got greatness already in your blood. So, you got to. But anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, I love Georgia.
Oh, if you love Georgia, how come you always promoting Ole Miss for your speakers, but never got a Georgia speaker? I don't understand that already.
Well,
they haven't given anything to TurtleBox yet.
We tried to do Georgia this year.
And what? What happened?
Just cards didn't fall right.
Maybe you don't know the right people, John.
Yeah, maybe. They're still an option. Hopefully next year. We want to do it.
Johnny, I will say before we get any further, I will say I think every person in Texas, and John, he said he loves Georgia. I love Georgia. I think if every Texas person that didn't live here, I think we would take Georgia. Yeah. Is that right, John? Do you love Georgia?
Spot.
Yeah.
So. It's a good spot. I've got some good buddies.
Good. That makes me like you a whole lot more. So just tell us a little bit of story of your background, John. I mean, you got started. I mean, you went to Texas A&M. Were you a first round or second round draft pick?
61st overall 61st.
pick. 61st.
Yeah, second round. I was. My career path was. I wasn't always the guy that stood out, and I don't think I ever was that guy until junior year. But even then, there were better players than me. I just stood out a little more than I always had. I was always this tall, lanky, not strong kid. Like this guy was uncoordinated, but he could throw a baseball. So I think I started throwing a baseball when I was 4. I tried playing basketball, got cut from the 7th grade team, like not athletic enough. Football, I would have got my head knocked off if I even tried. I was slow, couldn't get out of the way of people, all that stuff. So it was always just baseball. Played during the summer, but nothing was ever crazy. Like my dad recruited off projectability. Like I was throwing 85 miles an hour, which to go to a big SEC school, they want a lot more than that. So they accepted the offer on projectability. I got there my freshman year. I topped out at 97. I was like, I don't really know what's going on. I'm just throwing the shit out of it. And that's the thing. I never threw that hard again. It was crazy. It was crazy. Never threw that hard again. Freshman year, I was in the bullpen, so it was like max effort, all that stuff. Sophomore year, went into the starting rotation. Ended up being more of like location and movement type of pitcher versus like I'm just going to throw it at you and see if you can hit it. And strung a couple good years together. Was lucky enough to get drafted, and then pro ball is just a different beast. Like you're sitting there on the bench, and every guy throws 100, and I throw 91. It's like, all right, this kind of makes sense here. But then again, survived off competitiveness and just like I'm going to beat you. Here it is. And then eventually just through some lingering injuries and other stuff. And honestly, like mine going towards TurtleBox because I've always told TurtleBox, the leadership team here, like it's the best team I've ever played for. So my mind was kind of going towards that and wanting to be back and all that. But that wasn't going to do it for me. Like I think you can have as much money as you want in the world, but that's not going to bring you happiness. So my happiness was family and friends and being around good people. So that's why, when they released me, I was like, I'm done. Just go do a full-time TurtleBox.
So was the transition pretty easy though, just from going,
Yeah, it's funny. I got released, and that afternoon, Coach Childress from A&M had called me, or I had called him. I said, well, I think it's done. Because he was the guy that kept me playing. I was ready to quit like 2 years ago. He goes, you're a freaking idiot if you do that. You're a big leaguer, blah, blah, just giving you some good words. And so when that happened, I said, all right, I'm done. And I'm on the phone, and he's yelling at me like, you're not done. Like, you still got some in the tank. And I'm putting DEF in my diesel tank because I'm so distracted on the phone. And this is 5 o'clock in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm trying to just get home. So, I'm calling all these people. They can't get it fixed. So I call the airport. I'm like, hey, I need a rental to go from Columbus to Houston. I'm leaving it there. Like, they'll ship it back up, whatever. Like, oh, we can't do that. So I get on the website at the airport, and I book that Suburban, and I take it anyways. Get back. I drive 18 hours through the night. Next morning, call TurtleBox. I'm like, let's do it. Full time. Here we go. Like, I'm ready. And, dude, honestly, since I've stopped playing, I enjoy watching baseball more now because, you're at the field for 12 hours a day. You don't even look at the sport after. So it's great now. Like I watch, as soon as I get home, I'm turning on some game. Well, like last night I was watching a AAA game just because some of my buddies were playing. And so it's fun to watch it now and understand it all. But yeah, no, happier than I've ever been. Loving the TurtleBox deal. So.
And made some of the best friends in the world playing baseball.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, those guys, you're all grinding together. There's no one else to talk to besides those guys. So you learn to like them pretty well.
So, John, so what would you tell Will? I mean, you're the same way. Will was at the highest, and you got to come back down just a little bit, just
Yeah.
like AJ, my buddy AJ Styles. He went to the high, then he came down low. What
Yeah.
would you tell Will right now? Because with
Dude.
his talent, he was up here, then he comes here.
Yeah.
Me personally, I think Will, if he just keeps writing the songs, you're fixing to go here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what would you tell him?
Man, I'll tell you where I messed up. Because I could have been a big leaguer. I just got distracted, or I could. It's weird to say it could have been a big leaguer. Who knows? It's not my decision. But I mean, you go through that year, top 2 American Idol, which is just an insane accomplishment. And after that, it's like you're kind of knocked back down. Just stay at it. Like because if I would have quit baseball 2 years when I wanted to, I would have regretted it. So like anytime those deep, dark thoughts come in of like, man, is this really worth it? Blah, blah, blah. Like it is if you put your heart to it. So I would just say like, and you seem like a really passionate guy about it. So I feel like you're doing a great job of it. But whenever those tough times come, like just remember why you're doing it and things like that. And honestly, music got me through some of the hard times of baseball. Like Cody Johnson to me writes the gospel. So whenever I was ready to quit, I would listen to Till You Can't. I swear. Like anytime that song comes on, instant goosebumps right now thinking about it. Like it's insane. So it's finding stuff like that too that kind of resets you back into it because you can tell your mind so many things and the mind's the hardest thing to control. But if you can have these little escapes to like, for my escape was listening to Till You Can't, Cody Johnson. Like That song's insane, and keeps you motivated. Like, you're only going to get this shot once. So, and what I will tell you too is like, dude, my dream was to be like a country music star. Like, I was always putting on concerts for my parents as a kid, and I can't sing worth a shit. Not worth a shit. I can't play the guitar. My fingers don't move fast enough. But like you're living my dream, you know? And so like, just always remember that, like, someone always wants what you're doing, you know?
Well,
Like,
that's the thing is like every professional athlete that I know, they want to be a singer, right? And the
yeah,
singers want to be the pro athletes. And I
yeah,
always ask like, "Hey, why is that?" And they say he can go do that as long as he wants. I only have, if I'm lucky,
yeah.
2 to 10 years to do this, and then somebody behind me is coming for my spot. Like he
Hmm.
can go sing his songs
Yeah.
as long as he wants.
Hey, well,
Yeah.
being a guy
So,
like
More,
which
me,
is crazy.
being 6'8", and then having this guy 6'2" over
Shit.
here, I want to be a little shorter.
yeah.
I mean, what I mean,
No, but dude, music, and what's cool for y'all is like, yeah, athletes have influence on people, but dude, music has influence on the world. Like, you're y'all are saving people's lives through writing music, honestly. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't know, music's just so powerful and so interesting. But yeah, dude, just remember why you're doing it, honestly.
So Will is it will. So being on American Idol, is it a lot of hurry up and wait, kind of like the late night shows when people go play those, or is it just nonstop busy?
Oh, dude, it's a mix of the two. So it's either 100 miles an hour, just as hard as you can go, like nonstop, or either it's like, hey, hurry up over here. We got to get you over here. All right, get in this holding room, and you're going to sit here for 8 hours, and then we're going to have you on stage for 30 seconds.
Jeez.
And it's like, wait, what? Like, I mean, it's just a whirlwind. So like, there were certain days where it was like meeting after meeting after meeting after practice after practice after vocal coaching after warm-ups after rehearsals. And then there's those days where it's like, you've got to be here at 8 o'clock. You got to hurry up. And you get there at 8. They're like, all right, great. Show starts at 9 o'clock tonight. And at 9:05, you're going to sing for 1 minute and 30 seconds, and then you're done. And it's like, wait, what? And so, I mean, that's the mix of the two.
you know what, American Idol. I mean, just looking at some of the stuff there, Bobby Keith, because I kind of did some research on American Idol. If you're an artist and you go through that process, there's nothing you can't go through. I mean, because those guys go through the ringer. I mean, they go through the ringer.
It's like they describe it as their Hell Week masterclass is what they describe it as. They were like, all the late night shows, all the early morning shows, all the, like, any of those experiences that you'll ever run into, you will have went through something similar to it by being on the show.
Gotcha. And I'm guessing, and if you can't say this, it's cool. You get to pick every song that you sing, or sometimes they pick something they want you to do.
I think, I mean, for the most part, at the end of it, I had the final say on what songs I was singing. Now, there was definitely weeks that were themed, and so, like, you had to pick a song out of a certain list, but for the most part, you did get to pick.
That's good, man. Because I mean,
Cool, yeah.
if you got 5 to choose from that you're comfortable, you'd be like, all right, I'm going to go with this one. I'm feeling it, or
That's right.
So that's
Yeah.
good.
Is being on stage all about confidence? Like, you're about to own this shit?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, I'm trying to think of a way to describe it for you. It'd be like going out, and as soon as you walk out, you're just like, all right, here it is. Like, I've been here before, I guess. And for me, like, what surprised me about American Idol is it wasn't the stage or the coaches or the people in the audience that got me. It was the camera. Like when the live light started flashing on the
You're
camera.
like, oh shit, deer in the headlights.
Well, because the thing was, they were like, hey, look, there's a 3-second delay from anything you say coming out of your mouth and it going straight into the TV across America. There's a 3-second window there. They were like, if you screw up and say something wrong, we have a couple people sitting up here with like it'll cut the whole feed. They were like, but if they miss it and it airs, like, you're getting fined. And so it's like, like at any point, if it's a tight situation moment, I'm sitting here telling myself this. I've got a bad habit of letting them ride every now and then, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, all right, I'm going to smile and I'm gonna be happy no matter what happens right here. If I get cut right out the gate, like I'm gonna smile and wave, boys. I was like,
Yeah.
because I mean, you think, and it's like there's a tenseness about that it's like I had never thought about it, I guess, before going into it. So like I go up on stage every night now and sing, and it's like I'm just singing the words, like it is what it is. But when I was there, when the camera come on, it was like, oh shit, if I say something wrong in 3 seconds, everybody in America's going to hear it. And there was some pressure from that I had to kind of work through at the beginning, and I made it through it, and it was fine. It worked out toward the end of it where it wasn't a big deal anymore. But I remember at the beginning, those first couple episodes that were live was tense for me.
Oh yeah, I bet. It's like they used to give us, freshmen in college. You don't know how to speak to media. I'm sure you went through the same thing, but so they'd give us like, this is what you're supposed to say, blah blah blah, and like, dude, there was one time I did an interview and I like let some stuff slip that wasn't supposed to slip, and I'm like, man, take that out of it. Like, come on, please, because like coach would be on your ass if he sees that go out in press. Because yeah, but yeah, that stuff is stressful, and especially live recording, like you're saying, which I always wondered that when I was watching. I was like, I wonder what that feels like. Like, it's got to be like you feel like there's 10 pounds on your shoulders. Like, I can't mess this up now, because when they're recording it for the episodes, I'm sure you can retake whatever you want. So yeah, that's crazy. That's awesome though.
So,
Yep.
so John, how did you know you was gonna get involved with TurtleBox? Number one, and then number two, how did you know this was gonna be the thing that you could just beat this son of a bitch to death, and it was still gonna sound better than any speaker out there?
So I didn't build this product, but I know everything that went into it. So the four founders, they all came back from college single, got a house together on the Buffalo Bayou that runs through Houston. And, they were always doing stuff on the bayou, whether it's kayaking, canoeing, you name it. And then they're always down in Galveston, which is 50 minutes from here on the coast, and they bought a sailboat. And they kept just breaking speakers. They're like, you know what? Like, let's just build our own, whatever. Like, let's have fun with it. Well, they built their own, and people were like, well, can you make me one? And so it wasn't supposed to be a company whatsoever. And they sold 50 out of their garage. And they all lived together starting in 2012. That's when they were kind of building speakers for fun. And then, so they sold 50 out of their garage that they just made from like motorcycle batteries, parts from Academy, you name it, whatever. And then in 2018, they started mass producing overseas. And then ever since then, they were just like, let's build this to withstand anything you throw at it. And a big thing like here in Texas on the coast, same with Georgia on the coast or wherever y'all travel for the beach, but saltwater. No speaker could handle saltwater. So, we're putting the highest grade stainless steel in this thing to make sure no rust ever happens anywhere on this. So they put a lot of thought into making it completely indestructible. And that was always the goal, like bulletproof, basically. We were never going to cut corners on sound quality, durability, and design, really. We were always going to make a premium product and never try to, cut corners to make a big profit or anything like that. Like their goal was quality premium product, music for the outdoors. So like this product is built for the outdoors to cut through wind noise, wave noise, car noise, any outdoor noise you put it through. That's why there's a speaker only on one side of the box, project or directional sound. So that's where that whole design came from.
What about how did the party mode come about? Like, and if you can't talk about this, like, if
No,
it's
no, I
patent thing,
can.
so
So we've always had true left and right stereo pairing since day one. And what I don't know if y'all know this, but Bluetooth is its own technology. So I'm pretty sure we're just licensing that technology or licensing it from the factory, you name it. And really just we always wanted to be able to connect more than two together. And then we licensed that technology or bought that technology and put it in this new product to where party mode is as many as you want. Now, like for stereo sound, you're getting left and right audio. When you go into party mode, every speaker's playing the same noise. So it's not true left and right as it would be in stereo, but it's a game changer. Like we did in spring training this year, I went out to Arizona, I rented out a golf course and had around 100 players that were in spring training come out for a night of golf, drinks, hang out, whatever. And we had like 10 grandes just take over this whole golf course, and it was insane. Like it was crazy. So now with all our tailgates and whatnot, it's just going to be a game changer. Now that we're able to compare more than two.
Man, yeah, man, it's super cool that you're able to, because I've seen, I think up to 6 connected, man. It sounds
Oh
unbelievable,
wow.
So people, it just doesn't do it justice until, like you said, until somebody hears it, And
Yeah.
my understanding is that y'all are working with some MLB and college teams, correct? Can you say who
Yeah.
y'all are
So
sponsoring?
right now we're official partners with A&M Athletics, Oregon, LSU, Ole Miss, and we're looking at Tennessee.
And Georgia, looking at
For those
Georgia, looking at Georgia.
looking at Georgia, we're looking at the whole Southeast
How about
Conference.
Georgia Southern's the #1 party school in the whole country.
Hey, Georgia Southern, the baseball clubhouse manager over there, Bill, he was my clubhouse manager for 2 years in the minor
Let me
leagues.
tell you,
Georgia Southern baseball is hooked up.
dude, let me tell you
So,
something. I know anybody that's won national championship at Georgia Southern said, if you want in, I can get you in, brother.
all right, start sending them over, Johnny. Come on. What are you waiting
I'm waiting
on?
on you because you don't never answer my text. You just like, no, that dude's a little midget. I ain't going to answer him.
No.
No, but no, it's super cool, man. I think that's awesome. All the schools and the teams. We believe in your product, so I know.
Oh, I love it. TurtleBox is
yeah.
the best. I'm telling you, it is the best. If you don't own a TurtleBox speaker, you are missing out. That is the fact.
So Will, I gotta know something, man. So I'm guessing you're gonna start touring a lot more, playing more shows. You got a rider in mind yet? What do you want on your rider?
Dude, he loves Channing Wilson. Him and Channing's done some stuff together, barbecue.
Yeah, Channing's a great guy,
Yeah,
man. Good songwriter.
He's a cool guy, man. Yeah, we so I've been on a semi-health kick for about 6 months now. I'm trying to lose some of the football weight that I had put on.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Because it was so easy to put it on because they just give me an unlimited meal card and I just racked it up. And then now I'm over here and I'm like, I got to get rid of some of this. And so we do Crown and Sprite Zero. That's my new thing here. And yeah, we got to have some beef jerky because who don't like beef jerky? And then a case of water. And every now and then we'll get some beer, but outside of that, we've kind of cut off the beer since the diet kick went in.
So can I give you some help?
So nothing crazy. So like you're not making somebody go through a bag of M&Ms and pull out the blue ones or something like that.
So Bobby,
well, man.
Do people do that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I forget if it was Motley Crue or Metallica, some band. They had a rider and they had all this stuff. I mean, it was like 3 pages, and at the end it was, we want a bag of M&Ms, but we want all the brown ones taken out. So,
oh wow.
And I think they couldn't, maybe they didn't like the brown ones, but I think that it was to make sure that you read it and that you got everything that they asked for and that you were paying attention to what they asked.
They always said that was the first thing they would check when they walked in the room, because if they checked that and you had read that part, they knew you had read all the rest of it.
That's crazy.
So Bobby Key, can I give him the AJ Styles and John too, the AJ Styles training regiment that I went through?
I mean, I would. It works, man. I mean,
so let me tell you a story. So I was always in good shape, right?
Yep.
And then when I was 47 years old, I found out I had kidney disease, and so I ballooned up to 230. And you see me now. I don't weigh 230 now.
Yeah.
So I started talking to my buddy AJ, and I was like, man, how are you getting how are you just getting jacked, and how you doing all this stuff? So the first thing you got to do, Will, is cold plunge. And you too, John. You got to do the cold plunge every day.
I can't do the cold plunge, man. I tried that shit. Like,
dude, it's a mind
they say
thing.
it's a game changer, man, but I ain't doing it.
It is a game changer. So,
I'm too weak then. I'm too
weak-minded.
weak-minded.
Look, start off at 60 degrees. Do it for 45 seconds, and then go down to 55, go down to 50. It's a mind thing. It's like you got to breathe through your nose. Like you breathe through your nose and just get a mind. You don't want to know anybody talking to you at all. Nobody talking to you. And so, but anyways, do the cold plunge. Do whatever you got to do, and I'll help you with that. And then you work out. So, because when you get out of the cold plunge, it's like turning into Hulk Hogan, or the Incredible Hulk, I should say. You get out of that thing, you're like, let's go, and so you get in there and you start working out. And what people don't realize is because you're having to heat your body up so much after you get out of the cold plunge, your testosterone levels are going through the roof. So it's like taking steroids, basically. And then when you get done working out, you get in the sauna. So then you get in the sauna because it takes all the impurities that you had doing through all that stuff. And then the other thing is you got to do the DDP. The Diamond Dallas Page has got these power cuffs, and I mean these power cuffs are like game changer. and I'm telling you, man, like Teddy Swims has lost a lot of weight. You've seen Teddy. And I think Jelly Roll's lost, 200 pounds since he started doing it?
Something like 100 and some pounds.
It will make you feel like Superman because your mindset getting into that cold plunge just changes everything. It's like if you miss it, you feel like you're cheating somebody.
We used to have to do that playing college ball.
Oh, yeah.
During fall, especially like fall camp, every day the lineman had to take ice bath.
Yep.
And man, it got to a point where I actually looked forward to it.
Oh yeah, me too. And so in 3 years, just to let you know, so when I had kidney disease, I had stage 3 kidney disease. And that was I was 47 years old. I just turned 50 in February. I dropped 80 pounds. Now I have stage 1 kidney disease. And it is the best thing I've ever done. I'm telling you, John, it is the best thing I've ever done, ever in my life, ever. So.
All right. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, man. I mean, like you're a good looking dude. You lose 30 pounds, the women gonna be all over your ass.
Oh, come on now.
I mean, they're gonna be like, dude, this guy's got a voice. He can sing like me. I'm a dude, and I heard you sing the song "It's My Life."
Yep.
Dude, my hair on my arm was standing up. I'm like, cause that's my song.
Yes, sir.
So, but anyways, Bobby Keith, you know me, dude. I can talk forever. So.
No, yeah. No, we're not going to keep you guys too much longer, but so I will ask, I usually try to ask a couple of questions. So John, if I were to get in your vehicle with you and we were to go down the road, what are you listening to right now? And then Will, same question for you after he goes.
Right now, man, I'm waiting for some new music to come out, honestly. This morning I listened to, what's that guy's name?
It wasn't Will Moseley.
It's a dude out of Del Rio. He's not a big artist.
It should have been Will Moseley.
Small
what
town.
are you talking about?
No, it's God. Who's the kid out of Del Rio, Keith? Texas kid. Small.
Not Hudson Westbrook or
No, not him.
Braxton
Hoosier
Keith.
Brothers. Have you heard the Hoosier Brothers lately? Dude, they're good.
God, he's like old school sounding.
Del Rio. Hang on,
Zach-
I listened to a lot of Brent Cobb.
Zach Cobb?
No, Zach's out of
No.
Washington.
Oh.
I'm telling you, a lot of people wouldn't know that, or maybe not. I don't
Will
know.
William Beckman.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I listened to his new album. A lot of it though, man, like Cross Canadian Ragweed lately.
Yeah, man.
Alan
I'm glad they
Jackson,
did a
George
reunion
Strait.
show.
Yeah, I wish I could have made that. But yeah, a lot of just older '90s country, and then mix in Cross Canadian Ragweed, Whiskey Mike, Cody Jinks, obviously, a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
What about you, Will? If we were to get in your vehicle right now, ride down the road, what are you listening to lately?
Man, we listen to all kind of stuff. So
He's got Katy Perry.
we got on this kick for the last little bit. We've been listening to Bobby Bear.
Ooh, yeah.
And then we listen to all your 70s and 80s outlaw country stuff. And then from time to time, we just get in the truck, hit the phone, and it's Big X the plug.
Yeah, dude.
We go, we go from one side to the other, just back and forth, everything in between, man. We're just.
I got to tell you.
No, I got to give a shout out to Big X the plug, man. That guy's doing amazing.
When I was in Nashville with Cameron, we had all the, we went through the Red Clay Strays and all them. Cameron's got that Cadillac, right? And so we call in the Cadillac that night, and the first song he turns on is Texas with X Plug. We're in this thing riding down Broadway, and I'm in the back seat, had a few drinks, whatever, and we're just like, dude, it was the best. I mean, it was probably one of the funnest times I've ever had in my life. So Cameron owns Standard Hat Works. He's the one that makes my hat.
Yes, sir.
I got to give out a shout. Cameron, you are the best, brother. So, but I got a question.
All right.
So the initial audition you did on American Idol, Lionel Richie had to get up and leave, right? And then you're having to deal with that. And then you're having to deal with the fact that Luke Bryan gets up and goes over to the piano. Did you know all that was going to happen? Or
No, not at all.
Okay.
So that was all unplanned.
And then Katie's FaceTiming.
Yeah, that's all unplanned to my knowledge. I'll even tell you this. So Lionel walks out, right?
Yep.
Well, then Luke gets up and walks past me. Well, from the camera angle that they showed on TV, you could see that Luke went to the piano. I couldn't see that. I'm still facing here. The piano's back here. So I just see Luke walk past me. And I was like, he walked out too. So then I'm sitting there looking at Katie and I'm like, all right, she going to walk out? Like, is this going to be like a funny ending to the show? Or like, I thought they were setting me up. Well, then I hear Luke start playing and I look and he's at the piano. So I was like, all right, good. He didn't leave. So we finish all of that and we finish up and I'm sitting there and I'm like, just absolute confusion. Like, I'm confused at this point. And so they're like, yeah, Lionel had to leave. If he didn't leave right then, like his airplane wasn't going to be able to take off on time. That's going to delay him by like 3 or 4 hours. I was like, all right, that's cool. So am I getting a yes or a no? Or like, what am I getting? You know, I mean, like I was sitting there, I was just confused, man. And so they were like, well, we're going to FaceTime Lionel. And Lionel's, it's all broken up FaceTimes, but he's like, yes. Yes, he just keeps screaming yes at the phone. And then finally, like one of them come through. They hung up. Katie and Luke both said yeah. And I was like, I come walking out and I was just like in shock. I was like, I don't know what I just went through. Like, I don't know exactly what I just experienced in there. Cause like, it was just like a whirlwind. And then looking back on it now is funny because of the way it all worked out. But in the moment, it was absolute chaos.
Yeah. I mean, from my standpoint, it was a proving point for me because how you kept your composure, and then Luke goes over to the piano and you're still playing the guitar and playing an original song. It wasn't like you were playing somebody else's song. You were playing your song.
Yeah.
What is that? Good Gone?
Gone for Good.
Gone for Good. That's one. I love that song, by the way. But and then I mean, it was just like every time I watch that, because I've watched it like 50 times now, and it's like, dude, this guy has got it together because you got Katy Perry, Luke Bryan, and Lionel Richie. Now, Katy Perry and Lionel Richie is like, you know, Lionel Richie's alone is an icon. But for you to keep it together and just be smiling was like unbelievable.
I don't really know how I done it.
I don't either. I'm sitting here going, how did this dude do this?
There was a million thoughts going through my mind, and I'm one of those people normally, if I'm thinking it, you can read it on my face. I don't know how I managed to do it, but I didn't let it show on my face in that one moment.
No, and then this guy. So let me tell you. So he's sitting in the same room with Jelly Roll, but not just Jelly Roll. So let's find out some stories about Gene Simmons that didn't make TV. So how'd that go?
Man, so Gene come in to mentor us one week, and everybody had like 20, 30 minutes, and they would film like 10 of it. Well, I was the last guy to go that day. And so I go in to be mentored by Gene, and I walk in, and he goes, how'd he say it? He said, first thing he said, I walked into, he's like, hey, good looking. And I said, hey, how are you? And he goes, how'd you know I was talking to you? And I knew right then, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
And so we go in and we sit down, and they film like 10, 15 minutes worth of it. And then they cut the cameras off. Well, we're sitting here just like this, just like the same exact setup, and we're sitting here talking. Well, they've cut the cameras off at this point, and Gene's still just talking. Well, we talk and talk and talk. Well, they're like, all right, we've got to wrap this up. So we walk outside on the sidewalk, keep talking. We probably talked for an hour and 45 minutes. Everybody else had maybe 25, 30 minutes with him all day. I talked to him an hour and 45 minutes, and we talked about literally all kind of stuff. Like, so I'll give you a story. He told me, he said, I was singing a Bob Seger song that night or that week. So he said,
It was in Hawaii.
No, that Hawaii was sitting on the dock of the bay.
That's right. That's right.
This was
Otis Redding. Yeah.
I sung Bob Seger on Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Sorry.
That's what it was.
Yep.
And so we're sitting there talking. He said, you know the first person to take Bob Seger on tour? And I said, no. He said, me. He said, we took Bob Seger out to open up for Kiss on his first, that was the first tour he had ever went on. I said, man, that's insane. he said, "Yeah, you want to hear something crazier than that?" I said, "No." He said, so I was living out in L.A. and some buddies of mine was wanting to get together and practice with their new band. And he said, they knew my basement was set up to practice music. And he said that they asked if they could borrow my basement as like a practice space for them just to get together and see what would work out. So he gave it to them and said they come over one night and they're down there playing, and said at the end of it, they were like, "Damn, that turned out really good. Like, that was cool." And he said one of them, they were in the basement packing their stuff up. One of them turned around and said, "Well, what are we going to call this shit show?" And said somebody across the room said, "Well, we can't be the Beatles." And the other one on the other side looked back and said, "The Eagles, why not?" And the Eagles got their start and their name in Gene Simmons's basement. Right. Just like that's how
Wow,
that
that's
whole
cool.
That is a
started.
story right there.
And he told me that like it was what he had eat for breakfast that morning. And I was sitting there just mind blown. I was like,
Wow.
just flabbergasted.
So what was it like to sing an Adele song? Because that Rolling in the Deep it's hard.
It is. So for me, I guess it was a complete like 180 opposite change of what I'm used to, you know. But I also made my living for the first couple of years and paid my way through school taking requests at dive bars for 3 hours a night. So like if you asked for it, if I knew it, I would do it. If I didn't know it, I still may do it. You just may never ask for it again. That was my saying. And so, man, I had sung all kind of crazy stuff. I don't know that I'd ever sung that song, but I've always kind of had that mentality of, if somebody's willing to give me 10, 15 bucks and they want to hear something, you throw a tip in the tip jar and ask for a song, I'm going to give it to you. You may never ask for it again, but I'm going to give it to you one time, you know? And so that's kind of the way I went about that song, was that same mentality of all those dive bars. It's kind of crazy to think about it now, being that it was on national television, but that's exactly how I went about it.
I think it's the way you got to be. It's just like, I think we should, like when John was playing baseball, Bobby Key, what we should have done is send him a text and say, "Hey, can you throw a slider to Shuey Otani, and then can you throw a fastball, and then if you got it, just throw a knuckleball when you get over there to Chipper Jones or whoever, you know."
Or can you hit this guy
Yeah,
for me because
exactly.
he hit a home run off of me on
It's-
MLB The Show 22,
So-
you know, or something like that.
So Will, let me show you something right there. So you see that guitar behind Bobby Keys, right?
Yep.
So he has a story, and I don't know why he's got a guitar there, because he can't play a damn note in his life. But
Nah, I can't.
But he had the chance to learn being with Cody and all these guys. And it's like, what is it, D, G, and E or something like that? What is it?
G, C, and D.
So G, C, and D, and they were teaching him how to do it. But then he wanted to play video games too much. Just like Luke Combs wants to play video games all the time. We already know that, you know. But Bobby Keys, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna learn it." Then he goes in there and he learns a few things. Then he goes back home. He's playing video games. Comes back on the bus, and the guy's like, "What'd you learn?" He's like, "Dude, I first played." He didn't even learn how to do it, dude. What's wrong with you, Bobby?
Nah,
Keys?
so they showed me G, C, and D for a month. I was on tour. We'd take an hour out of every day, and he would work with me. And this is a month. I got like, I didn't get good, but I was decent to where I could play G, C, and D, and I could play a Jason Aldean a little bit. You know, that's my
Beautiful
favorite artist.
Nice. Remember that? Beautiful.
And I remember I went home and I went back on the road, and he said, "Hey man, you ready to do another lesson?" I was like, "Can you show me G again?" And he's like, "What'd you do at home?" I said, "I just play video games, man. I didn't pick it up once." He goes, "Hey man, no offense, like I'm not mad, but he said, I'm not gonna waste my time until you get serious." And I felt bad because I wasted, having 30 hours of his time while we were gone on that month tour. But it's very hard, and the calluses on your hands. I don't know how you guys do it. I mean, I guess you just got to get past that point. So
John, what's your most memorable moment? It don't matter if it's baseball, growing up little, TurtleBox, whatever. What is your most memorable moment coming through life?
Oh, I mean, there's been a lot of really good times. Probably just getting drafted, honestly. You worked your whole life for that. Like, going back on the health thing, like my junior year, all I drank were vodka sodas with a lime, and it sucked. But at the same time, I was like, hey, whatever it takes. So that night, I'd actually gone and played baseball in Cuba the summer before, so I had like real Cuban cigars brought up back from Cuba. Good drinks, all that stuff with my family, and my dad was my coach my whole life, so it was an even bigger moment for him. Like, there's my dog, but yeah, that night probably.
Good. So is Katy Perry as pretty as she is in person? Is
Absolutely.
really?
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, she is gorgeous.
Yeah, she is a pretty lady.
Yeah. Is Luke Combs as gorgeous as he looks? Even though he's from Lee County. I mean, I'm not a Lee County fan.
Luke Bryan, you mean?
Luke Bryan, yeah.
Yeah, he's a pretty dude too. I had to give it to him.
And then Lionel Richie, can he sing as good as he looks?
Lionel is my hero.
Yeah.
Uncle Richie, that's what we
Oh.
called him while we were out there. It's crazy because you spend so much time around them that you kind of start to get to know each other. Man, they're all really cool people. They
Yeah.
really are.
You are a blessed human being. And
Absolutely.
not just from the people you got to meet, but just the experiences that you've taught, because people give American Idol a hard time.
Yep.
Music people especially. But man, when I look at it and I dig into it, American Idol like really teaches you guys like from day one, hey, you're gonna be this, you're gonna be hit with this, and they just throw you all kind of curveballs that the music business hits you with.
That's right.
And the people that have to go through the hard times, like going to the honky tonks, while all this stuff, they give American Idol a hard time, but it's the same thing. You're doing the same thing they're having to do. It's just in a different way.
Yeah, that's right. It's
So-
I've found myself in a lot of situations in the last year being off of the show that I learned how to work through and what was going on. I kind of saw it coming ahead of time because of American
Yeah.
Idol. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it prepared me for a lot of situations in this last year. I would say, the first year I was doing music full time, but that's where the show picked up and all of that. It was kind of a crash course then. I would say that this is my first year truly being 100% on board, full tilt in the music business. And I've seen a lot of situations that as soon as I got in them, I knew where I was at and what was going on because I had experienced it on the show.
Yeah. And then John,
Yeah.
going to you, is your proudest moment going through the experiences of baseball, or is your proudest moments going through the fact that you're involved with this? Because this right here, to me anyways, would be my proudest moment, because I'm telling you right now, this right here is unbelievable.
Man, honestly, I'd probably still pick draft night and all that just because the range of emotions working for 20 years. But then being able to transition into the real world too with this company, completely blessed and lucky to even have this. Real lucky that all this was put in front of me too. So yeah, TurtleBox is another very proud moment. Just the team we have here is insane. Like I said earlier, it's the best team I've ever played for, and I've played for a lot of good teams. But here, the leadership, the employees, everybody is just always on the same page, willing to help each other too. That's the biggest thing. There's no room for selfishness anywhere in life, honestly. And so when you get in a place that doesn't have that, it just makes it that much more special.
John, we won't take up too much more of your time. I know we're getting close and you got to go back to work, but do you have anything coming up this year for TurtleBox? Y'all have any stuff coming up that y'all are doing?
Yeah. So our next big deal is we're sponsoring the American Century Championship in Lake Tahoe. I don't know if y'all have seen that, but it's where all those celebrities go and play for 3 days. So we're going to be the PA system on holes 1 and 10, and then kind of have like a party set up on hole 17, which that hole's on Lake Tahoe with like a beach on it, par 3 hole. So that'll be cool. And then come football season, we're going to go set up tailgates at Oregon, A&M, LSU, and Ole Miss
And
this
Georgia,
year.
Johnny's
So-
going to set one up at Georgia, just so you know.
And Georgia. And
I
Georgia.
bet Johnny
Sorry.
will do it for you if you don't.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for real. There's no shit.
Yeah.
There's no ifs and buts about it. Johnny's going to set this shit up at Georgia. So, anyways, let's go.
But yeah, that's pretty much what we got going right now. So obviously in the midst of the MLB right now, a lot of those guys using our product too, which it's more behind the scenes, which I kind of like that. the players know they can trust us and we're going to provide a good product. So it's cool to see that happen. But yeah, man, just cranking away on sports stuff, really trying to pick up golf with the new Ranger speaker that came out. So we're doing a bunch of small golf tournaments right now. The American Century Championship will be our biggest one this year. But looking to kind of build on that going into next year.
Well, cool, man. Well, y'all make sure to check out turtlebox.com, correct? That's the website?
Yeah, turtleboxaudio.com.
turtleboxaudio.com plus
Yep.
Instagram, Facebook. You're all on all those stuff. And
Yep.
go check out the viral video I saw too of a guy dropping. I think he was changing a light bulb on one of those
Dude, I
towers.
saw
And
that.
so that's wild. Yeah.
It's crazy the stuff people do to our product, man, and they send it in, and we're just like, y'all are incredible. Or actually, there's one story about the product. So there was this commercial fishing boat in Alaska that got hit by a rogue wave. One of the deckhands had a turtle box. It went overboard. 70 days later, there's these two people that are just walking a barren Alaskan shoreline, and they find this turtle box. And they turn it on, they start playing music, taking videos, and they reach out to us about it. Well, on the back of that turtle box, they had their captain sticker. And so we get in touch with the marina that boat was at and figured out that, like, yeah, that speaker was floating for a month over 70 miles and still worked when they found it. So if y'all ever get a chance, go check out that video.
Wow.
We did a
Yeah,
whole
man.
video on it and went
Holy
and
cow.
met the deckhand, met the couple that found it, got them all new products, like took care of them, hooked them up. But that's probably the craziest TurtleBox story that we have so far.
You need to send
Unbelievable,
that to
man.
Bobby Key so we put that part of the B-roll. I mean that's unbelievable right there. So
Yeah. We can do that for
so
sure.
what's the
Yeah.
what's the goal for Will Moseley for the next 6-8 months to a year?
New music, a lot of shows, and growth. Man, I tell you, I've been asked a lot here lately, like, well, what do we look for in the future? What do we look for in the future? In the music world's, it's unlike anything else that I've ever been around or a part of. You really can never gauge growth on how much you're going to see or how big or little it's going to be. But for me, I just want to see growth. I just want to see numbers increase. I just want to see shows increase. You know, just growth. We're just looking to grow, as small as it can be or as big as it can be. Any of it's fine with us. We just want to see growth.
I think both of y'all being as humble as you are, it's coming, because me being and Bobby Key to tell you, me being the friend I am, growing up in the trailer park with AJ Styles, who's probably, what do you think, Bobby Key? AJ Styles is probably recognized as the best wrestler on the planet right now. I mean, from a respect standpoint, we grew up together when he's 5 years old in the trailer park. And I've learned from him, like, if you just stay humble and stay to your roots, just like John and you both done, it's coming. I mean, God's gonna take care of you no matter what.
That's right.
So with that being said, if you don't own a turtle box, I don't care if it's a Grande, I don't care if it's a Ranger, you better buy one, because these things right here, they're taking over.
They can't keep them on the shelf,
No.
man. So whenever they stock them, you better get one.
That's right. And then, I mean, John, I appreciate you being here. I really appreciate you
Yes,
being
thank you
here
for your
because you're a
time,
Georgia
man.
boy.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to get you involved with the cold plunge. We're going to get you involved. Even if you got to come stay in Jefferson, Georgia with me for a month and let me show you how to do it.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah. So you guys, Bobby Key, take us to the end, brother. You're the man.
Yeah, man. Y'all been listening to 25-8 podcast. John, thank you for being here from TurtleBox, turtleboxaudio.com. Will Moseley, we appreciate your time, man. If you would shout out your social media, your website, all that stuff where they can find shows. And I just got to know one more question. Since they're in Georgia, Will's a Georgia boy. John, you love Georgia, and I'm sure you've eaten here a million times. I got to know what each of y'all's go-to Chick-fil-A order, and we'll let y'all get out of here.
You can find all of my stuff at Will Moseley Music. And my go-to Chick-fil-A order is the number one, no pickles, add Colby Jack cheese, large fries, and a large Dr. Pepper. Let's go.
There you go. Gotta have the large fry.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I'm taking down that 30-count nugget if I'm real hungry. Like, that's gonna.
Oh, man.
24 is not enough.
Just
No.
won't do it.
No, 24 is not enough. Bobby,
No, well, thank
what's
y'all
your
again for being
go-to,
a part
Bobby?
of the 25.
No, Bobby Keith, you ain't getting out of this. What's your go-to?
Number one, no pickles, medium fried, large
What's wrong with
sweet
the
tea,
pickles,
2
dude?
Chick-fil-A sauces. Hey, 2 Chick-fil-A sauce, 2 barbecue sauce. Mix them up. It's a game
All
changer,
right.
man.
Uh-oh.
All right.
I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I appreciate y'all being a part of the 25-8 podcast live from the Georgia Theater. Johnny Free, Will Moseley. Check him out, Will Moseley Music. And coming to you remote from Houston, Texas, John Doaxis, TurtleBoxAudio.com. Y'all check him out. Thank y'all so much for your time. We'll see you next time.
I'm gonna trust myself. Oh, I'm gonna love myself. I'm gonna trust